Can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. Head's gonna cover. Head's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
And a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Sunday, March the 8th. We've got a great sports betting day ahead with action today in college basketball conference tournaments. We've already sent 2 teams, yes, 2, to the NCAA tournament, and we'll send some more here today, 4 more to the NCAA tournament with conference tournament finals coming up here in just about 2.5 hours and a few more today. Also, we've got NBA basketball here, NHL today, other great sports going on right now. So thank you for joining me here on the show. It should be an action-packed show here. We'll preview all the NBA games worth previewing, NHL games worth previewing, and the 4 championship games I think we're going to look at here today as we get ready for the big week. It's the last day of the regular season in college basketball, and then all the teams will be in tournament action here this week. Hey, we just had a final here just a short time ago, if you were watching, at the World Baseball Classic, as Japan comes away with the win 4-3 over Australia in a thriller. Australia did strike first with a run in the 6th inning, but then Japan, whose offense was shut down by Australia pitching, comes through with a 2-run home run by Masataka Yoshida, 2-run home run in the 7th inning for a 2-1 lead. Japan got some insurance to go to 4-1, but Australia made it interesting in the 9th. Alex Hall, solo home run, and then Rickson Wingrove hit a solo home run as well, 4-3, but Japan held on for the final out. It was actually Australia's first loss of the tournament, so Japan's in first place there. I think Australia will probably make it there. They're currently in second place in the pool with Chinese Taipei, though, right there as well. So we'll see how it goes there. Chinese Taipei is 2-2. Australia likely to move on to the knockout stage, but we'll see there as they've got one game left here currently against South Korea. So South Korea could look to go to 2-2 and then force the tiebreaker there in that pool. So Japan gets the win and improves their 2-3-0 in that pool. All right. Thank you for joining me here. Good morning. I think it is morning. I think it is 6:27 a.m. here in Las Vegas and 9:27 on the East Coast on our least favorite day of the year, the day the clocks move forward. I'll lose 1 hour of sleep. Ramon doesn't like that. Ramon does not need that, right? But that's okay. We'll still have our great sports betting day here. There's also some action in golf and NASCAR as well today. It's going to be an interesting day there out at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. We'll see who gets the win. Overnight, John Rahm got the win out at Live Golf, continues to dominate that tour. That's really the John Rahm tour pretty much. Basically comes in first or second every event. So, yeah, they could be dying a death over there in the Live Golf League, that is. And also coming up, the PGA Tour today, we'll see if Daniel Berger can hold on with his lead here. Could go wire to wire. Akshay Bhatia up there, 12 under. Now they have finished their rounds from yesterday, and Berger holds a one-stroke lead over Bhatia. Colin Morikawa here as well. He's at 9 under. Sepp Straka 9 under. Cam Young 9 under as well out there at the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
Final.
All right, let some folks file in here. I know it's going to be kind of a slower audience. Everyone going to need that extra hour here, extra hour of sleep right now. Get their hour in. It's early now here all of a sudden after the time change today, but we'll get ready to go here with some of our games. But we will recap just a little bit here what happened last night. I want to get this update out there because I know that Mikey Money did miss the main event and the co-main last night. So in case you did miss it, the BMF title, lightweight title with or BMF title, lightweights for the BMF ceremonial title there, Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira. It was Charles Oliveira with the win over Max Holloway. He dominated him physically, just used his strength and position to push around Max Holloway. Even when there was some violent contact, it was pretty much all from Charles Oliveira. Max did get a chance to trade some punches there at the end of the fight. Still, Oliveira was the one that landed. So Oliveira wins that ceremonial title belt. Does feel like his career is far from over at 36 years old. Max will have his chances as well, but Oliveira, the higher ranked fighter in the lightweight division, gets that win last night at UFC 326 here in Las Vegas. So good. I don't know. I was going to say good night of fights, but I'm not sure it was. A lot of people are very critical right now of the card. Last night was not the best card there. We saw penalties, low blows, fights with no action. So the UFC had a little hiccup there, it felt like, last night. Not a terrific card, but we were here and hope you joined us for the action last night for the UFC. All right, big news, though, out of the UFC. Late last night, we did find out who will be on the card when they fight at the White House on June the 14th. Man, that just couple months away here right now. You think about it, 3 months away. It will be lightweight champion there, Ilya Topuria, and Justin Gaethje there, or the champion Ilya Topuria anyway, and interim champion Justin Gaethje fighting at the White House at the UFC Freedom 250 main event on June 14th. So we'll get to see the best in the world here. Ilya Topuria highlighting that card, but Gaethje will be representing the United States in that card on June the 14th. Also, it's a 6-fight card, so you'll have Alex Pereira against Cyril Gane in that one. Try to put to rest a rumor that maybe it was going to be John Jones that was going to get the fight against Pereira. The UFC matchmakers were seen at the weigh-in saying one of the fights had fallen through. Maybe no truth to the rumor, or they're just trying to maybe dispel the rumor that it would have been John Jones, not an active fighter on the roster, obviously a former great. What would he really have left? Is he really in any kind of condition or situation to fight? It might not have been John Jones. It might have been a women's fight that maybe had fallen through. It seems a little bit unclear, but nonetheless, Cyril Gane will fight Alex Pereira. Also on the card, Sean O'Malley takes on Ayman Zahabi. Zahabi comes in with a big winning streak. Also, Diego Lopez and Steve Garcia will fight on that 6-fight card. Bo Nickel against Kyle Dawkins on the card as well. Mauricio Rufy and Michael Chandler, part of the card at UFC 250, Freedom 250, not UFC 250, but the UFC Freedom 250 in June. We got those fights there, and hopefully it all goes smooth and according to plan. And, maybe we'll invite the new Supreme Leader here to watch the fights as well. All right. Whichever one they have, whichever one survives. All right. Hey, great day of basketball action yesterday in the NBA and the college scene here yesterday. Man, lots of interesting college games there yesterday, including final tournament action in the NEC. Now, not quite the tournament final in the NEC, but I was on the air yesterday with the guys. I said, hey, the OBC tournament, Tennessee State just beat Morehead State 93-67, and Tennessee State becomes the first team in the NCAA tournament field for the first time they're in since 1994. They've won 6 in a row and 9 of their last 10, but I stand corrected because earlier in the day, LIU defeated Wagner to advance to the NEC tournament final. Now, how can that be? They haven't won their conference tournament. Well, they're going to play Mercyhurst in the NEC tournament. Mercyhurst isn't eligible to go to the NCAA tournament yet. They still could win that tournament. And LIU, who's coached by former NBA point guard of the Knicks, Rod Strickland, got the bid. They were the first team in. They got a nice cohesive team. They don't play too many guys off their bench, but they're 23-10, 17-3 since New Year's Day, and they are actually the first team in because Mercyhurst isn't eligible to go to the NCAA tournament just yet. There is a quirky rule that no one understands, that once you move into NCAA Division I, you must sit out a certain number of years before you can go to the NCAA tournament. Kind of defeats the purpose there, doesn't it? I mean, you got to get up there and make money for no wonder all these. It's all set up, for all the great all the big teams. So we'll see these small teams go by the wayside soon enough. But LIU was the first team to advance to the NCAA tournament, and then it was the OBC champion in there getting the bid after that. So 2 teams are in, and we'll get 4 more today, and we'll preview those games here in just a moment. There were some other exciting games, though, like Texas A&M over LSU. That one went to triple overtime. LSU led 26-11 midway through the first half. Texas A&M's 20-10, another 20-win season there. Duquesne, I want to mention Duquesne over Richmond, 79-77. I had a loss. I couldn't hit my premiums yesterday for the life of me in college basketball, but just want to mention this one. Duquesne was losing this game 40-10. And they came back to win. It's the 4th biggest margin ever, fourth biggest comeback in 40 years by any college team in a game. They were down 40-10. They win 79-77. Richmond has lost 11 of their last 13, and they might have lost some of their dignity. Also, Marquette over Connecticut last night, 68-62. UConn couldn't shoot, 3 for 24 from the arc. Head coach Hurley gets ejected from the game. Looks like a moron. He tries to deny it, that he wasn't yelling at. He was standing 2 feet from the ref, and they even made contact. I mean, this guy is in total denial. He's a complete fool, actually, and probably should be fired from his job because he looks like such a moron out there. What a disgrace to college basketball coach Hurley. This guy continues to, think he's better than everybody else, and quite frankly, everybody's tired of his act, I'm sure, except for the UConn fans anyway. But good, they lost. I hope they lose, and hope St. John's gets a chance to beat them again in the Big East tournament. There were a ton of upsets yesterday too. But I want to mention some steam right now, real quick. What do we got here? Wow, we've got some early morning steam here on the Morning Steam Show. Campbell and NC Wilmington. This is action in the Coastal quarterfinals today. Steam on the under here. It was 149.5. It's down to 148 right now with Campbell and NC Wilmington. Also, some steam just came in. We have a final also, Italian League, Lecce over Cremonese, 2-1. Western Carolina, East Tennessee State, steam to the under here in the Southern semifinals. It was 149. It's down to 148, 147.5 here. Western Carolina, East Tennessee State, steam to the under. And I thought there was one more here that came in just as I was coming in on the air. Also just underway, if anybody's looking for live sports. We've got a finish here on the European Tour coming up, too, a close finish in golf. And I'm watching the World T20 World Cup cricket finals right now between New Zealand and India here. India minus $1. We're minus 250 favorites here in this one at the World Cup final in cricket. If anybody watches the Willow TV. Okay, let me see. I thought we had some more steam here, but maybe not just yet. Overnight, South Florida did get steamed in their matchup against Charlotte here. Also, Penn State and Rutgers took some steam to the under in that one. It was 150.5 down to 149 here with Penn State and Rutgers. Also, Iowa and Nebraska took some steam to the under. It was 135.5 down to 134. Also, Northwestern State and Nicholls State, some steam to the over there out there. Let me get that one right. With Northwestern State and Nicholls State out of the Southland Conference first round today, this evening, actually, it was 140.5 up to 140.5 here with Northwestern State and Nicholls State. All right. Anyway, plenty of upsets yesterday. North Dakota, they advanced to the Summit final by upsetting St. Thomas as an 11.5-point dog. Loyola Chicago beat George Washington as a 9.5-point dog. Wisconsin knocked off slumping Purdue, 97-93 as an 8.5-point dog. Stanford upset North Carolina State as an 8.5-point dog. Oklahoma beat Texas as a 7.5-point dog in overtime. George Mason knocked off St. Louis. St. Louis, I believe, was out there without their big man in there. It was 86-57. Mason rocked them. South Carolina upset Ole Miss, and Pitt beat Syracuse 71-69 in an upset. So in that Wisconsin-Purdue game, not much defense was played. It was only a 66 possession game, but man, everybody was hitting. The Badgers shot 18 of 34 from beyond the arc there. And I mentioned Purdue's slump, 6-7 in their last 13. Louisville beat Miami 92-89. Cal Irvine over Davis 79-69, and a bad beat for Davis backers. They were getting 7.5. They lost by 10 in overtime. West Coast Conference, San Francisco pulled away from Portland 82-65. USF will play Oregon State on Sunday night. Also, SoCon, Western Carolina beat Mercer 77-73, overcoming a 17-point deficit in the first half for a win for the Catamounts. MAAC, Siena beat Mount St. Mary's 63-58 there in that one. Arkansas over Missouri 88-84 in overtime. Arkansas got a quality road win without their star player. Watch out for Arkansas. I'm sure a couple will be back here, and they might be the sneaky team to look at in the NCAA tournament. You want to grab a little bit of a price right now. I would think Arkansas might be a team that could be live because they have a legitimate big-time score. He did miss the game yesterday, but Arkansas came back. They were down 5 and won the game 10. They've won 10 of their last 13. And Vanderbilt over Tennessee, 86-82. Vandy never trailed in that one. Sun Belt, Georgia Southern over Coastal, 96-72. So we talk about the ladder tournaments where you got to go in and beat all these teams while the first place team, the top seeds, wait in the semifinals for the teams to arrive. It's Georgia Southern that's won 4 games in a row in the Sun Belt. They've scored 88, 80, 94, and 96 points to advance to the semifinals. They'll play Marshall on Sunday night here in the Sun Belt tournament there. Also, Southern Miss will play Troy in the other Sun Belt semifinal. All right, NBA, we did pick up a few winners here. NBA should be using these in my premium picks there. It was the NBA winners here on the Morning Steam yesterday, included Orlando and Minnesota. Game total under there was a winner. We also had here on the show, winner with the Atlanta Hawks in their game against Philadelphia. Yeah, they covered the number yesterday, did the Hawks, as they kind of blew out Philadelphia there. Good win for the Hawks there yesterday. And also we had Memphis plus points against the Clippers yesterday. Clippers got the win. Memphis got that cover there. And we also had the Warriors plus the points yesterday here in the NBA. NHL was a little tougher for me, but I did have the Boston Bruins over the Capitals yesterday for a winner. Also had Montreal and LA to go over. Morning Steam winner there yesterday. As well, we had Tampa Bay on the puck line. Also, Hurricanes and Flames to go over was a winner. Islanders and Sharks under was a winner here. Make sure you join me over at winnable.com/Ramon. Get more picks from me. I'm going to hopefully give you a bunch of free winners here, or if not, some great information for today's games. But if you want some more timely information, picks from me on this Sunday, use the promo code STEAM to save 20% at the end of this show. I'll do a drawing where we will pick one name and someone will win 1 month worth of picks from me. Hopefully it'll be something you're interested in, and send out more picks a little closer to game time. Not only that, more solid information. We get more information in. The picks are a little bit more geared towards release, towards game time. Sometimes come out a little earlier, but we'll have a day here with our picks. Hopefully bounce back here on Sunday. Let me say hello to everyone in the chat as we get rolling here for our show. Going to be here for a few minutes anyway. Cash Kane was here. There's Nuke as well. They're running out of games, Nuke. We need to get to the tournament time, and we're almost there. It's going to be another great week. Going to be another great week of action here at the NCAA conference tournament. So we'll get to seeing some more games here shortly. All right, let's see who else is here. Joshua David Brown, good morning to him. He said, what about rugby league there last night, Ramon? We're off and running here in NRL. A couple finals from yesterday. The Rabbitohs over the Dolphins, 40-30, and the Raiders over the Sea Eagles in a thriller, 29-28 in overtime. So did have some NRL here. The season's obviously underway. JP Farley's here right now. And we got a 6. We got 6s over here at the cricket. All right. And, how about that? Blake talking about the other tournament, right? Hey, how do we not talk about the other tournament there with the action here in Puerto Rico right now at the Puerto Rico Open and John Daly Jr. 9 under. You're going to have Robert Castillo here currently leading. Ricky Castillo, I'm sorry, the American, of course, leading right now. Blanchett is 1 stroke back. There's the other tournament, don't forget. Robert's here. And talking about F1 underway. No surprise here in the opener of the F1 season there last night in Australia. Apple TV here, but you had George Russell winning at minus 325 yesterday to get things going. There was some, controversial, but the rule changes a little bit out there. There are always going to be some rule changes, but obviously the polarizing rule change there over there at the debut. Talking about uh, how it's worked out there with the F1 season, and we were on with the fights last night, so I didn't quite get to focus on it like I would have liked had it on there. But the new cars, the new rules, making lighter cars here, and the balance towards battery power that drivers can deploy with a button on their steering wheel and replenish by harvesting, they call it, and slowing down. So uh, we'll see. It does take a little bit away from it. Max Verstappen's not a big fan here, but I mean that's kind of the old school guys there. Maybe he says uh, he was tired and it's not really racing out there anymore. So we'll see how it works out. I mean, come on. All right, there's Josh talking about that Raider game last night. The other Raiders. All right. Let's get going here right now with the show, and plenty of other action here today to discuss. And like I said, there's some NASCAR today as well, the conclusion of the big golf tournament. We'll see if Berger can hold on there. Okay, let's go though with it here. We got to get started. We've got big games here today. We got a couple dozen of you in here. I think we can ready to roll. Let's start it off. All right, let's go to the NBA here right now. We're going to preview several of the games here. I think one of them we're going to skip with the Wizards and the Pelicans, but we do have some great games here, including this nationally televised doubleheader that starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific, with Boston taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers here. The Cavaliers have moved to a favorite here overnight right now. No indication of any kind of maybe that Boston could be without their star player, Jason Tatum. No, it feels like he'll be in there. And I think what we've said there about that, the conclusion that maybe, if he wasn't fully 100%, why would he even be out there, right? I think more so it has to do with Donovan Mitchell. He is probable now for this game, and I am also starting to see like a bet online has just moved back to Boston by 1. So I almost want to say it's almost a pick 'em though right now, going back and forth. Boston was favored, then Cleveland was favored. Total here 224 here in this one. And we'll hear from you in the chat. Put your picks on the screen as well if you want to be featured as one of our chat all-stars. Okay, here we go. So Boston here has won 13 of their last 16 games coming in. They're coming in off of a win, 120-100 over Charlotte. And, of course, Tatum in his debut looks strong. Boston continues to roll. They're 21-11 against the spread. On the road, also, Cleveland here just 13-19 against the spread at home. However, Cleveland's covered 6 straight at home. So they were at one time 7-19 against the spread at home, but now they've covered 6 in a row at home. They've won 15 of their last 19. They're kind of coming on pretty good. They've been just pretty steady all season, but they've been actually a crummy cover. Maybe they've been a little bit overrated to a certain extent, but right now they're getting these covers here at home. The Cavaliers are in 4th place right now in the East. They are 3 games behind the Celtics, who are in 2nd place in the Eastern Conference here right now. Man, I mean, Boston, you can't win them all, can you? Cleveland's won 2 in a row. In fact, they beat Detroit 113-109 for a little bit of revenge last time. Detroit won just a week ago or so, maybe a little over a week ago, there over Boston at Detroit. But Boston returned the favor, 113-109 the other night. In fact, Cleveland's had a little bit of time off here to prepare for this one here, but let's see how you have it here with this one. Cleveland at a pick here right now, going up against Boston Celtics. Total here 224. It's gone down just a little bit here from 225. Boston's been a big time under this season. In fact, they're 11-21 to the under on the road. Cleveland is 12-20 to the under at home. Boston's gone under in 7 of their last 8, and 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams in Cleveland have gone under, including the last matchup back in November at Boston, 117 to 115. Now that's 232 points, but it did go under the 234.5. This is the lowest total in this series in a number of seasons here right now. But I think it's going to be an under, actually. I think we're going to see, I don't know, like I said, both teams are headed for the postseason, but with Tatum in there, we'll see how it goes, see how he fares here. And for Cleveland right now, things are going pretty good here as well. Cleveland, 21-11 straight up at home. Boston, 21-11 straight up on the road. So let's see which chat pros have, chat all-stars have here in this one as we get the show underway. All right, it's going to be Mike Humphrey. Good morning to Mike. Robert's on the under here. He's also on Boston. Good morning to Jermaine. Elliott says Celtics and under. Good morning to Elliott in the chat. Jermaine here likes Tatum to go over in his points. Is his production only going to go up from this point? I think he kind of downplayed it. Very humble about his return. And yes, maybe there was a little bit of pullback as far as how many minutes and everything. It wasn't a total minutes restriction. You just really got to get into the flow too. So, look, you're not going to bring a guy out there who is, has a just recovered Achilles if he can't play full on all out. So, final. Hey, everyone, like this video and subscribe to our channel Sports Money here on YouTube. Blake is on the Celtics, 9 Legacy Celtics on the spread. JP says Cavs money line. Power Critter is here today. He likes Boston. Thank you to Nuke as always. And I think that's it from this one, and I'm going to take the under in this game between Boston and Cleveland, featured matchup here on ABC at 1 Eastern and 10 Pacific. Second game of the ABC Sunday afternoon doubleheader will be the Knicks taking on the Lakers. This is always good for ratings. You got a national game with top teams from the West and East Coast. So you got the Knicks. Both teams are kind of mirroring each other here of late as far as wins and losses. The Knicks are coming in off of a win over Denver, 142 to 103. The Knicks pasted Denver on the road. They've been pretty hot here, man. The Knicks are on a cover streak here at this point. They've covered 5 games in a row. Hey, let's get a steam play out there. We'll continue in just a second here. Fairfield and Siena in the MAAC. We're seeing some steam here right now in the second game tonight, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific between Fairfield and Siena. I think that's the one cool thing about tonight and Sunday night. Usually Sunday college basketball wraps up pretty early. Maybe get 1 or 2 games. We have several games here. Game total here between Fairfield and Siena going under. These two are two teams that do have some unders. It was 140.5. We're down to 139 here with Fairfield and Siena. Both games really are, the other ones are a total of 125 in Marist and Merrimack, and those teams are definitely under teams. So we'll see out of the MAAC tournament tonight. All right. Continuing on, though, so the Knicks here with clubbing Denver. They've covered 5 straight games coming into this one. They're 29-23 against the spread as a favorite, but just 14-18 against the spread on the road. The Lakers, however, are 8-16 against the spread as an underdog, 16-15 against the spread at home. We think of the Lakers as a team that is not a very good favorite, but here, actually, this year, they're just not a very good dog. Lakers coming in here off of a win over Indiana. They got beat by Denver in their previous game, but they still have been pretty hot here, ATS. They've gone 4-1 straight up and against the spread in their last 5 games overall. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Lakers have gone under in 4 of their last 5 at home. The Knicks have gone under in 6 of their last 8 right now. So we'll see here with this one. Man, it does feel like it could be a little bit suppressed in the scoring department, but that hasn't stopped the total from going up here. So maybe it will be a high scoring game. I didn't think it would be, considering what we've seen, but still, the Lakers are 19-12 to the over at home and 14-10 to the over as an underdog. But in general, right now, the Lakers are starting to go under a little bit. Knicks have won 6 of their last 7 on the road. Let's see what you got here in this one. I think I'm on the
Final.
I'm going to take the Lakers in this one plus the points. I want the Lakers here on Sunday at home against the Knicks. The Knicks coming off a big win, obviously there. One steam move that did come in, we're not previewing the Wizards and the Pelicans. I better give this out. Wizards and Pelicans just got steamed to the over because why not? I mean, they don't care. Up to 244 right now, Wizards and Pelicans. Let's go to the Chat All-Stars here with this one between the Knicks and the Lakers. See what you have. Let's go. All right, here's the Lakers plus 3.5. JP Farley is on the over. Elliott says Lakers and under. Jermaine here goes under 23 points and rebounds. And Cash Kane here, Knicks money line and the over. All right, I'm taking the Lakers today. Next up, the Pistons are taking on the Heat. Here, good game here, with the Pistons on the road. They might be a slight favorite here right now by 1. Total 231 right now. The Pistons are riding in first place here. They've slipped up a little bit here of late with 3 straight losses. Meanwhile, Miami's won 4 in a row. They're hot. They're on fire, actually, here. 4 straight wins and covers. Now, they did play Brooklyn twice in there, but they won and covered at home against Houston. They also won that game at Charlotte, which was a big test, right? Because Charlotte has been on fire here, but the Heat, that was a good, hot atmosphere game for sure the other night. Miami got the win on the road to, kind of make a big push here in the conference standings currently. Right now, the Heat are tied for 6 with the Magic here. Look, those teams are going to make it here, it looks like, and they'll be, you want to get into 6th place if you can, but let's see what you have here with this one with Detroit and Miami. Detroit's consecutive losses were to Cleveland, San Antonio. They lost to Brooklyn, so watch out. Detroit, that was a big slip up there yesterday, 107 to 105. Celtics pulled to within 3.5 games. You figure with Detroit here, they're on the road in a near pick'em game. And Boston is on the road in a near pick'em game. Anything could happen with those teams today, and the standings could be affected here as far as teams in proximity to one another in the current playoff chase. Miami won the last meeting back on January 1st, 119 to 112, but the series itself has been mostly Detroit when these two teams have met. Detroit's covered 13 of the last 17 games between the teams overall. Detroit comes in having won 11 of their last 16, but they're just 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games. Miami's won and covered 4 of their last 5 overall. Miami's gone over in 5 of their last 7. Also, 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Miami's gone over in 18 of 31 games as an underdog. They're technically an underdog here at this point. Detroit, though, 11-18 to the under on the road. They've gone under in 4 of their last 5. So see what you got here in this one. Detroit is just
final.
They are 17-13
Final.
On the road against the spread, but Miami 18-13 against the spread at home. What do you have here in this one with Detroit and Miami? Good game, important game. Let's go to the chat all-stars. I'm going to take here in this one the Miami Heat. I'm taking the Heat. Not the Heat. I'll take the Heat if they lose. I'll take the Heat right now on the Morning Steam show to win over Detroit here right now as they are playing well. Hawk is playing well. Let's take a look at the chat with Robert is on the under here in this one. Blake likes the Heat there. Also, Kane says Heat money line. Oh, wait a minute. It says Heat money line, hold my breath. His heart says Pistons. Got it. Elliot's on the Heat and the over. Farley's on the Heat, too. That's a lot of Heat. Hello to Blue in the chat today. Blue's here, everybody. Lotto dee dotto die, and he's got the Pistons over. All right. Let's keep it moving here right now with some great Sunday action. We're going to go next to the Mavs on the road, taking on the Raptors. Well, the Mavericks here continue to stumble and bumble, and their season's just about over. But Toronto, they're going to the playoffs, but they're having trouble right now kind of getting things going. Hey, there's some steam coming in here right now on Monmouth. Monmouth is taking the steam in their tournament game in the Coastal against Drexel. Monmouth was a 3-point favorite. They're now a 4-point favorite, maybe even 4.5 here. Monmouth just took the steam against Drexel in the Coastal. All right, so Mavericks are in the tankathon here a little bit. They're kind of they're getting blowed out of some games here. Now, look, they have been able to get a cover here or two of late. They covered against Orlando. They covered against OKC, but they've also gotten blown out by some teams as well. They are 22-21 ATS. As an underdog here, but they lost 6 in a row. They've gone 2-4 against the spread in their last 6. Dallas has actually beaten Toronto in 8 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams, but Toronto's just 1-4 straight up and against the spread in their last 5 games right now. 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over here when these two teams have met. I'm going to go to the chat pros here and see what you have to say, but Toronto is here 12-23 to the under as a favorite. Dallas, meanwhile, 19-24 to the under as a dog. Little action here from
Final.
Steam time here with Idaho State and Portland State. We're seeing some steam here in the Big Sky in this one. Headed to the over here between Idaho State and Portland State. It was 138.5. We're up to 140 right now with Idaho State and Portland State. We're seeing that steam come in here right now to the over. All right. So these two teams, they feel like pretty hardcore unders here of late. Both teams have gone 7-10 to the under in their last 10 games, obviously. Dallas has gone under in 5 straight. Toronto's gone under in 7 of its last 9. However, this total has actually gone up a little bit, indicating that maybe the tempo will be up. It was here, I'm showing right now, it's up to 230 right now between Dallas and Toronto. I'm going to take Toronto in the tankathon here, but man, I think I'm interested in this total here on a premium level. Let's see what happens. Give me the Raptors here. I'm going to take the Raptors in the tankathon tonight and lay the 9.5, 10 points here with Toronto. Chat All-Stars have an opinion here in this one, and it's going to be Robert on the Mavericks. He also likes the over here in this one. And Elliot says he's going with the Mavs here. He says the Raptors are not covering 10 points at all in their last 4 games. They haven't been able to defeat this team by more than just a couple of points. Dallas did win, like I said, not only the 10 points haven't been covered by the Raptors in 4 consecutive games, but Mavericks have won 4 consecutive games against the Raptors. No wonder. Raptors here money line for Cash Kane, and Farley's on the Mavs. Blake is on the Mavs too, but Blue's going with the under. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Mavs are flag back in there right now. What kind of how will they look a little bit down? He's actually on the injury list today, questionable, so I guess there's a chance that he could rest a little bit. They don't have anything to play for, so let's see here. Bagley is questionable. Irving is out. Oh, no, Irving's out. Irving's been out. Dwight Powell is probable. Gafford is probable. BI is questionable for Toronto. Murray Boyles is out of this game. So, all right, let's keep it moving here right now in the NBA. With the Orlando Magic taking on the Milwaukee Bucks, Eastern Conference action here on a Sunday with Orlando here, a 4-point road favorite at Milwaukee right now. You know, we've said Milwaukee's pretty much done. I do think they are done. I think they're a little bit too far behind to get into the postseason here, whether it be the play-in here. Actually, there are 4 games behind the Hornets in 10th place here, but all those teams have a lot of momentum. Remember what we were with Sharky yesterday, talking about that a little bit. Hey, steam here right now on Hofstra in their game today. Hofstra is taking the steam. It's a game here in the Coastal tournament. Man, we're seeing the steam come in the Coastal. Hofstra was a 4.5-point favorite. They just got steamed up here, and Hofstra is a 5.5-point favorite right now in their matchup with William and Mary. That one just in here too. The morning steam show. Some steam coming in right now on Hofstra. That one's at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific here. Hofstra's up to even 6 right now. I'm showing a 6 here currently at a couple at one book offshore, one book here in Vegas. All right, and we're just seeing right now the final here of the European PGA tournament finishing here. We're just right now as let's see here, seeing it. Oh, yep, there it is. Just now, winner here at the tournament here for the DP World Tour. I believe Bradbury does hold them off there after all. They're at in South Africa. All right, some other steam came in just now. Georgia Southern and Marshall. We talked about those games in the Sun Belt, and we're seeing some steam to the under here. Look, we got 2 high-scoring teams, that's for sure, with teams that go over, but it was 170.5. Right now it's down to 169 here with Georgia Southern and Marshall. Steam to the under there in that one. Also, there's steam in the other game, so I guess they're awake in the Sun Belt Conference seconds ago. Steam to the under in Southern Miss and Troy. It was 143.5. We're down to 142 here with Southern Miss and Troy. They both Sun Belt Conference games just got steamed. If that doesn't sound coordinated, I don't know what is. But that one gets steamed here 5 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific with Southern Miss and Troy steam to the under. It's down to 141.5 here actually right now on the morning steam show. Okay, Magic and Bucks here with the Magic favored on the road for total 219 right now between these two. We are seeing this one here. Let's see, the total's been moving here to the under for sure. I mean, look, we've had these two teams definitely with some unders, but Orlando comes in having won 3 in a row right now. Winners over Washington, Dallas, and Minnesota. They beat Minnesota yesterday on the road, 119-92. Hey, we had the under in that game. It's a good win for the Magic. The Bucks, meanwhile, coming off of a win yesterday as well. They covered 113-99 as they were able to get the win over the Utah Jazz there yesterday for a needed win. Like I said, I've tried to kick Milwaukee to the curb. They're hanging on by a thread at any shot at a postseason game here right now. Milwaukee was on a bit of a losing streak, and that kind of put the nail in the coffin, it felt like, as far as their chances are concerned. Take a look at what these two teams are up to right now. You got Orlando. They've always been a crummy cover this season, 13-17 against the spread on the road, 17-24 against the spread as a favorite. For Milwaukee, meanwhile, here, 14-7 against the spread at home. And right now, right this minute, this game is being steamed here to the under. You just heard a warning in the background, and that was this game. Milwaukee and Orlando. Take a look at your books right now. You should see this game moving down to 218.5. And if it hasn't already, and you do like the under, you might want to take it right now. Steam to the under here in this one with Orlando and Milwaukee. I was on a show last night talking about under 221.5, and look at us now as this one continues to go lower here at this point. Now, Milwaukee, they're kind of an official tankathon team here a little bit. Like I said, they must think they have a chance. It seems like they're still trying hard a little bit here, but it doesn't feel like they have a chance given the current standings here in the Eastern Conference. They are, like I said, 4 games behind the Charlotte Hornets for that number 10 spot, but I think they still feel like that's still worthy of a chance here. They're probably the only team still with a chance left right now. So let's go to the chat All-Stars and see what you have, though, in this one between Orlando and Milwaukee. It's a hey, if you like the way Orlando is playing right now, I think you've got them here at a little bit of a discount today at -4, although it did open as low as 2.5 here right now as Orlando continues to play well. But like I said, Milwaukee, they're barely breathing. Milwaukee's gone under 17-21 to the under at home. Let's go to the chat pros in this one. Let me get the chat pros going for this game. Here we go. We got lots of opinions on this one. NYC Bar is here. Blake is on the Magic. Elliot Jameson's on the Magic. Look at all the folks coming up at this game, man. Did we do this game twice? Blue's on the Magic. Kane is on the Magic here. Farley's on the Magic. Blue says already consensus. Robert does like the under. Blue would go under as well. Robert's on the Bucks. Hello to Jimmy Knows. Robert says, hey, maybe Robert's thinking this team has a chance. We haven't heard him say that in a while. They come in here, like I said, that was their first win there in a while, beating Utah. They had been on consecutive losses on a bit of a downturn for sure here of late. Talking about the Milwaukee Bucks, they're just 1-4 straight up and against the spread in their last 5 games overall. Orlando's won 5 of 7 and covered 6 of their last 9. They've also covered 5 of the last 7 games against the Milwaukee Bucks here right now. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. But, they'll know about that one today. I mean, this move to the under does look pretty serious. Milwaukee did win the last meeting back in February at Orlando, 116-108, despite the fact that Orlando has covered 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams overall. But this is a second meeting of this third meeting of the season here between these two teams. Orlando won at home earlier in February, 118-99. They did get the money there in that one. So the winner gets the money in this series, it feels like. Let's see here. I guess that's it from the chat All-Stars here. I'm going to go ahead and take the Orlando Magic to get this one on the road. Give me the Magic here in this one. All right. And next up, the Rockets are taking on the Spurs in a Texas matchup here with the Rockets coming in here 39-23. This is the Peacock game of the night. Houston here coming in off of a win. They've been alternating wins and losses here of late, but they did win over Portland last time out, 106-99. The Spurs, meanwhile, come in on a 3-game winning streak with wins over Philadelphia, Detroit, and the Clippers. Nice little run there for the Spurs. They are 16-12 against the spread at home. For the Rockets, this is only the 6th time all season that they have been an underdog. They're 5-1 against the spread as an underdog this season. Could this be their spot? I don't know. They're not a great cover overall. We know the Spurs have been a pretty strong cover. They're not the greatest of favorites, ATS, but they're still a much better cover than the Rockets here. It's just a matter of what you think the Rockets here, their current situation right now, trying to track down teams in the Western Conference standings. The Rockets are atop the list of other teams behind the Thunder and the Spurs here right now, but the Spurs are 3 games back of the Thunder, so they have plenty of motivation as well to win this one. It's up to 5.5. It was 4.5 here right now. This total is on the move big time right now. I don't get it. You got 2 solid under teams, maybe against one another, it will go over. But this one probably, I wouldn't be surprised if we hear the steam come in here in a minute. The way this one's moving, it's all the way up to 220.5 or 220, 222.5 or 223 right now as we speak. It is on the move. The line service didn't update us, but there is no doubt it is up to 222.5 or 223 right now in this game between the Rockets and the Spurs. Myself, I'm going to take the San Antonio Spurs in this one. It's up to 5.5. I was considering a premium with these guys today, but I'm going to take them here to rock and cover anyway. San Antonio's won 2 of the 3 meetings so far this season and covered both of their wins. They are favored here, obviously, in this one. So I'm going to take the Spurs here in this one against the Rockets. Let's go to the chat pros in this one and see what you have. Spurs are 19-27 to the under as a favorite. The Rockets are 20. These 2 teams are 53-73 to the under combined. But the move is here, obviously, to the over right now. Here we go with lots of folks on the Spurs, it looks like. Kane is on the first half here with the Spurs, and Blue's on the Spurs. Farley's on the Spurs. Elliott's on the Spurs. Public Enemy Spurs. Robert Spurs. Everybody Spurs. Here's Blake on the under there. Man, everybody's liking these Spurs. Woo! Usually when the public's that heavy, you'll go the other way, but hey, not when the chat all-stars are on it. I'll take them here. Spurs, like I said, with those consecutive wins here right now. They've covered 11 of their last 15 right now, and San Antonio's won 14 of their last 15. Houston has won 7 of the last 10 meetings between the 2 teams, and Houston's 4-2 ATS their last 6 games against San Antonio. Houston's won 5 of their last 7 overall. 8 of the last 10 meetings between the 2 teams have gone under as well. San Antonio's gone under in 5 of their last 7. Houston's been trending over here of late. Now, I mentioned those 6 games that they've been an underdog this year, going 5-1 ATS. They're also 2-4 to the under as an underdog this season, talking about the San Antonio Spurs. All right, I'll take the Spurs with you guys. Let's go Spurs. Next up, the Charlotte Hornets are on the road taking on the Phoenix. Oh, you know what? This game, I'm gonna move this to the bottom. Here comes the next game. Let me get it up there, and then we'll. But the Hornets and the Suns, not actually a time change, and the from last night. I tried to. We got the time change and everything right, so we know that all the. But the book didn't. The line services didn't adjust the time, but when they adjusted the time for all the games, and we know that Arizona doesn't participate in daylight savings time. So right now that game is at 7 p.m. The game's at 7. So here, let's go to the 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. Let's go to the 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific games here with the Pacers here taking on the Trailblazers. Trailblazers favored by 8.5 here total. 230 might be going down here a little bit. No, 237. Yeah. 237.5, 236.5 here or so in this one with the Pacers taking on the Trailblazers here. Pacers are in the tankathon right now for sure. They're not even coming close here. We talk about some teams that maybe they're in the tankathon, maybe they're not. The real determination is are you covering any spreads at all? And that's not the case for the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers here right now, some very bad numbers here coming in ATS wise. Haven't covered in about 3 weeks, I don't think, right now. Indiana's 0-8 straight up and against the spread in their last 8 games overall right now coming into this one. So Indiana's just 1-5 against the spread their last 6 games against Portland, but Portland's gone 1-4 ATS in their last 5 games. They've lost 4 of 6. 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone under here, but I'm probably just going to go to the tankathon here. Portland hasn't been great either of late, but they've lost to some tough teams in Houston, Atlanta, and Charlotte. When they were favored against Memphis on the road, they did win by 8 as a 9.5-point favorite. Looking back, that might have been a little bit stiff on the spread. They did beat Chicago on the road by 9 as a 4-point favorite, so I don't think I mind Detroit here for a tankathon play. Indiana's 11-20 against the spread on the road. Portland's 18-13 against the spread at home. Indiana's gone over in 6 of their last 7. Portland's gone over in 11 of their last 15 games coming in. So, yeah, the series goes under, but it's an interconference series here, and Indiana definitely been going over in Portland, 19-7 to the over as a favorite here. So I'm going to take, though, Portland here in the tankathon to blow out the Pacers here tonight. Portland still alive here. They got to feel like they've got a big chance here at the postseason. They're currently in 10th place, and they are clear of the Grizzlies. So yeah, I think Portland does make the play, and they're not going to make the regular field, but we'll see what happens here with Portland. All right, I'm going to take the Blazers here in a blowout. Go to the chat All-Stars here right now and see how you have this one. And here we go. I'm looking for it here. Blue is on the under here in this one. Hello to Billy Siegfried here. He's saying this is Spurs country. And Public Enemy is on the Blazers here. He'll lay it. Elliott's on the Blazers. Robert likes the under. Farley's on the Blazers. Lots of Blazers support here. Another blue consensus here. Blake is on the under. And Blue says they only needed one more. Okay. Oh, when I went on it, it did make it a consensus. It's nice to have Blue here running the consensus again. Steve Aleftarian is on the over here in this one. Nice. Final. Here we go. A couple more, like I said here. First, let's go to the Bulls taking on the Kings here. Look, we almost kicked these guys to the curb here a little bit, talking about the Chicago Bulls, but hey, they're still hanging in here right now. They're 19 back, 5.5. Maybe I shouldn't have covered this one. What are we doing here with the Bulls and the Kings? Oh, man, I got a lot of games I got to cover here, and I'll just put this one up on the screen. All right, just give me the Kings here. Just give me the Kings here in a blowout. I don't know how this happened, you guys. Probably I'm so tired because of the no time change that I'm just typing in the games and the lines. So I don't even have the notes for this one in the preview. Just give me the Kings here if you guys want to comment. Kings have lost 3 in a row. The Bulls actually are coming in off of a win over Phoenix in that big upset, 105-103. The Kings have lost 3 in a row. They're no good. But the Bulls are favored here, and they're 6-17 as a favorite. So both these teams are crummy. Just give me the Kings because I blew it here. Kings haven't won in forever, but the Bulls have actually covered 3 straight. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's go to the chat pros and chat all-stars and move on. Okay, let me go to the last game here. Let me go back to the Hornets and the Suns. Ugh. Okay, so this one's at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific now on the time change here with the Suns at home. They're actually a dog here to the Hornets. Now, look, hey, we're all totally impressed with the Hornets, right? We've been riding with them a little bit. We've been hot on this streak with them, but I don't know. To me, I mean, I know everyone's kind of buried the Suns, and they think, hey, this has been kind of a fluky situation here with the Suns this year. Maybe they've gotten a little bit lucky, but here we are, key point of the season again here, trying to get to the playoffs. The Suns are in the playoffs here currently in 7th place, and now they've won 3 of 4 again. Everybody wanted to bury these guys. Now, it wasn't a tough schedule, beating the Lakers, but Sacramento and New Orleans. They also lost to Chicago, remember, as I just mentioned, but I still like this Suns team. I mean, they're 19-15 against the spread at home, 18-14 against the spread as a dog. Charlotte's on fire, no doubt. You're going to have to, kind of fight this one a little bit here. But these two teams did meet back in, not this year. This is their first meeting here, actually, but the season series does favor the Phoenix Suns. Right now, Charlotte's lost 8 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams overall. Charlotte's won 6 of their last 7. Phoenix just 2-7 against the spread in their last 9, 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 at home. So not great, but they're still a good cover, 37-26 against the spread this season. And here they are as a home dog. So I'm going to take the Phoenix Suns here in this one, plus the points. This total too. It's what, 219 right now between these two. Maybe, but these two teams are, man, you talk about solid under teams right now when it comes to these two. Charlotte is 25-39 to the under this season, and Phoenix is 12-21 to the under at home. So I don't know. I think this will be an under for sure, but it is a risk, 219. I think the bookmakers are kind of onto that a little bit here, but I'm going to take the Suns here in this one, plus the 5 against those hot Hornets. I mean, the Hornets are, definitely clicking here right now. This thing opened as low as 3.5. It's all the way up to 5 here at a few books. Some books still have it 4.5. Let's go to the chat all-stars here and see. We've got Nine Legacy, Hornets on the spread. Public Enemy says Hornets and Suns over. Bill leads to the Pacers, and maybe might be middle trying to thread the needle there on that game. Hornets for Farley. Hornets for Elliott. Roberts on the under here. Also here, let's see.
Steam play.
Home dog for Blake. Under for Blue. Billy says the Trailblazers have improved from last year. They're doing a good job, I think, here. All right, Phoenix for Steve.
Final.
And Robert says a little bit different when the Hornets are laying the points on the road right now against a playoff caliber team. Okay, let's go here. We've got now Memphis and Tulane. Some steam just came in on this one on the under between Memphis and Tulane. It was 152.5. We're down to 151 right now here with Memphis and Tulane. Some steam to the under there at
Final.
2 p.m. Eastern and 11 Pacific there in that one. It's down to 151. And that is it for the NBA. Thank you very much, everyone, for your picks. Let's go to college basketball right now. We've only got 4 games where I'm previewing today. Blues playing Tulane here. All right, here we go. Let's go to the colleges here today. I'm previewing 4 championship games. That's what I'm previewing. We'll have plenty of time to, cover the teams. We've covered some, semifinals and finals. We don't want to disrespect these championship games here.
Final.
So let's get into it here right now with Northern Iowa taking on Illinois Chicago here in the Missouri Valley championship game. Look at this total. It is. Well, look, we've already talked about the whole tournament, how the Missouri Valley Conference, just when we kind of turned everybody onto it, then they had a bunch of overs here this week. But this total opened up as high as 128, and it's now 123.5. BetOnline opened it at 128 here. There, maybe it was off. Maybe this is going to be a real knockdown, drag-out type of game. I almost feel like it is. I don't know if it is too low or not, but let's see what you have here as we roll through the college games here. This is the championship of the Missouri Valley, so the winner is going to advance to the NCAA tournament. that in itself might make it a a rough game. Both teams going to be striving here for the title, and it's not like we've got the top teams in the conference here. This is the number 5 seed against the number 6 seed, actually, after the way things have unfolded here in Arch Madness. It's been a wild one. Of course, Belmont lost on Friday to Drake, and then UIC knocked off Drake, so the 5 seed gets in. UIC also beat Murray in the quarterfinals, but for Northern Iowa, they've won 3 straight to get here right now and 4 in a row overall. They beat Evansville, then they upset Illinois State, then they beat Bradley here. Not an upset, though, interestingly enough. The number 6 seed, Northern Iowa is actually favored in that game over the number 2 seed yesterday, Bradley, by 4.5 points, believe it or not. They didn't even cover. So maybe it's good that they've gotten this far, but here right now they're favored by 3, so maybe there's something to that. Maybe we know that Northern Iowa's a pretty good team. They're up to 3.5 here actually right now, but let's hear from you guys in the chat in this one with Northern Iowa and Illinois Chicago. I'm going with the under. I'll tell you what, when I saw the early openers here, even when it was starting to go down a little bit, I was kind of ready to go, but oh man, this one moved big time. I think it's going to go under here, 123.5. Look, these two teams, they kind of hang their hat a little bit defensively here anyway. You have Northern Iowa. They're 8-18 to the under as a favorite this season, and for UIC, they are under in 7 of their last 10 games coming into this one. So let's hear from you in the chat. This is a championship game here. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone under. UIC's gone under in 8 of 11 actually. Speaking of unders, we have some steam coming in here on the under between Illinois and Maryland. In the Big Ten here, it was 147. We're down to 146, 145.5 here. Illinois and Maryland, some steam to the under here in that game. Okay, Northern Iowa's gone under in 4 of their last 6. Northern Iowa's defeated Illinois Chicago in 5 of the last 7 meetings. Or Northern Iowa's covered 10 of their last 15 overall, but UIC's covered 6 of 8 and won 4 of 14 of their last 18 overall. Give me the under here in this one, Northern Iowa and Illinois Chicago. All right.
Final.
And see what we got here right now. Bill thinks that Canepa will get the Rookie of the Year. Does look like that's the case here. Blues on the under. Elliott is on the under. And Billy talking about Purdue kind of falling by the wayside here a little bit, huh? Nine Legacy says Pacers on the spread in there. Let's see. Trying to find some plays here on this game, you guys. Oh, there's Robert on Northern Iowa. And Nukes on Illinois Chicago. All right, and let's see here. Northern Iowa for 9 Legacy and Northern Iowa Moneyline for VAR. I'll take the under in this one. All right, next up. Go to the final here now in the Big South with Winthrop and High Point. We didn't go. We're not in the 5 and the 6 seed here in this one with Winthrop and High Point here in the Big South Conference anyway. Take a look currently at the brackets here with have number 1 High Point, number 2 Winthrop. High Point beat Asheville 75-71. Winthrop beat Presby just 73-71. Presby got the money there in that one. And look, Winthrop, they've had a pretty good season here. Yes, High Point 29-4, one of the best records in the country here. They're on a long winning streak. They have not covered in 4 straight games, believe it or not, including the tournament wins against Gardner-Webb and Cashville. But like I said, they are on a long winning streak, just not covering here of late. But same thing for Winthrop. They've won 3 in a row. 2 tournament games in a row, they've failed to cover in all those wins right now. So both these teams not covering numbers here. So I think when you got a spread here at 6.5, and you have a team like Winthrop who is 5-1 against the spread as an underdog here this season. They did cover against High Point the last time they met back on February 21st, 89-87 at High Point. I got to take Winthrop here. The spread's even gone up. I'm taking Winthrop here for sure. I always love this Winthrop team ever since I saw them play in person. I was doing a TV. I was the TV. I'm not the TV announcer guy, even though I should be, right, guys? I was the guy who sits next to the announcer, and I tell him how many fouls on each guy. Have you ever had? Have you ever done this job? It's a cool job. You like $200, and you have I use a little Post-it note. I think now it's changed a little bit. This was a few years ago, and you tell the guy when there's a foul. You got to tell the announcer how many fouls he has. I make little Post-it notes if a guy's hot and made some several consecutive points or something. You write it down, post it there so the announcer can read it. That was cool. And I saw Winthrop play in a game there courtside, and I was totally impressed with that program. I always liked them from afar. They play aesthetically pleasing basketball for sure. Winthrop here comes in with wins over Charleston Southern and Presby, as I mentioned. They are High Point here is 14-16 against the spread this season. They've been favored in every game this season. I'm taking Winthrop, though, and you know what? Might even sprinkle the money line on these guys. I always like this Winthrop team. Like I said, High Point did win the last game. High Point's kind of owned the series here of late. In fact, they've covered here several in a row until these last 2 games when Winthrop actually ended up getting the money here of late. So let's see what you got here, chat. All-Stars in this one between Winthrop and High Point. This one is here in about 90 minutes, a little less than 90 minutes from right now, in the Big South Championship game at noon Eastern. Winthrop is just, don't listen, 1-8 against the spread in their last 9 games overall. They've won 15 of their last 17. But failed to cover in 8 of their last 9. That's tough, right? But usually what does that mean? That means you're favored to win and you don't cover. Like I said, 5-1 against the spread as an underdog for Winthrop. Winthrop is just 1-6 in their last 7 games against High Point, but High Point, despite winning 10 in a row now or whatever it is, I don't know how many in a row it is, but they've gone just 1-5 against the spread. Like I said, failed to cover 4 straight games here. High Point's gone over in 10 of their last 15 games overall. They're 19-11 to the over as a favorite here. And this total, look at it, it's 160. Now, that might seem high, but some books open this game as high as 167 at Bet Online, and even DK opened at 165.5. So I was totally shocked that this game actually went down. I thought 167. I'm like, wow, it might even go. I thought it would go over 167. So just to let you know maybe where I stand on that total. I'm taking Winthrop here as my pick, but let's go to the Chat All-Stars here and see what you have. Okay. Winthrop for Nuke. Elliott, Winthrop in the over. Bars on the under here. Blues going a little 420. All right. And Blake is on Winthrop here. Robert's on the over as well. And I guess there's something to be said for the conference championship game. We're obviously seeing, and I would say in the conference championship games here today, and we'll see. But the move is to the under in all of them. It seems like 9 Legacies on Winthrop, and let's see here. And Twisted says, I think it's going just a little bit too high, right? This is a conference game. I think, it's easy to look at it and say, wow, what a year for High Point. And it's been a great year for High Point. But Winthrop has had a great program for a long time, let's face it. All right, let's keep it moving here right now. Got 2 more championship games to look at here on Sunday, and let's go to the Atlantic Sun. now we know the Atlantic Sun has had that had the ladder here tournament, right, with their format, or no, their bracket tournament here. But this is the number 1 seed and the number 3 seed. Queens beat Austin P yesterday to get to the championship game. Now, might consider it as an upset, but Central Arkansas comes in 22-11. Queens comes in 20-13. Queens was a 2.5-point dog against Austin P. They did beat them 90-83. Central Arkansas beat Gulf Coast by 10. Central Arkansas has won and covered 4 straight, including both of their tournament games here so far. Queens did not cover in their first game of the tournament against West Georgia in a 71-63 win here right now. But got some steam here real quick. It's on a game in the Patriot League. Steam to the under here with Colgate and Lehigh. Those are kind of 2 over teams, I think, but right now we're seeing some steam to the under. It was 147. I think it's down to 145 here right now. Let me look at it here, but steam to the under here in the Patriot League game. It's down to 145.5 at Bovada here. Steam to the under with Colgate and Lehigh. So, Central Arkansas has been a monster of a cover this season. 20-11 overall, 13-5 ATS as a favorite. Meanwhile, Queens 4-7 against the spread as an underdog. Queens is 7-4 to the over as an underdog. These two teams did meet twice, of course, this season. Central Arkansas won them both. Usually it was Queens that's been winning. Queens has not been a Division I team here for just a couple of years. They had to go through that little thing, too, where they, were not eligible. So, let's see what you got here in this one. And this one also, look at the total here, has moved from this thing's now 154.5. This is another one where it's been totally going down. This one opened 160, and to me, that was a very legitimate number. I just think we're seeing a lot of pressure to the under because of the fact that these are conference tournaments, and I think people think that, you're supposed to see more defense here possibly. Could be the metrics, could be the sharps pushing this one under, but man, 154.5 here right now. I gotta go over in this one between Queens and Central Arkansas. Maybe the sharps, maybe the move is right. Often it is, me, and chasing that steam and everything. I'm usually all about it. But I don't think I am in this matchup. I think Queens and Central Arkansas, I think it goes over. The first meeting was 100-90. Central Arkansas won at Queens. Is a 5.5-point dog. When they played at Central Arkansas, it was 84-79. That was 163 points. It went under, actually, because the total was 163.5, but it went way over this number. I'm going to go with the over here in this one with Queens and Central Arkansas here today. Maybe I'm just bucking these moves because I don't know any better. But, the pressure to the under is pretty heavy. I'm not going to deny, but I'll take the over here in this one. Circa's been leading the pack on the move to the under. That usually does, to me, that's almost sometimes a trigger, but I'm not going to do it in this one. Okay, I'm just checking the social media here. Let's see what you guys got in this one. Conference championship game here. All right, here we go. I'm looking for plays here. And JP talking about the Zuffa boxing tonight there. And let's see here. Here's VAR on Central Arkansas. And let's see here. Twisted does like Queens to get it done here finally and turn the tables on Central Arkansas. Elliott, Central Arkansas, and the under. Blake on Central Arkansas. A lot of Central Arkansas support. Look at this here. Bobby Mack also, Central Arkansas. I think I'm going to agree with you guys a little bit. I'll take the total, though. Roberts on the over. And Nuke on Central Arkansas here. And Robert's never going under with this Queens team right now. 20-12 to the over this season. Steve's on the over as well. Queens 0 for 9 legacy. Someone's got to take Queens here. All right, I think that's it for that one. Let's go one more here tonight. And let's look at this one. Hey, in the Summit, we're at the Sanford Pentagon here with North Dakota and North Dakota State. How did we end up here with this one? All right. Yeah, hey, we're in the Summit League here right now, and you got the number 1 seed, North Dakota State, favored by 9.5 against their in-state rivals, North Dakota, who upset St. Thomas there yesterday, 67-65. North Dakota also upset Denver on the way to the tournament final here right now, and this one is at 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific time here. North Dakota State, winners of 3 in a row, 2 here in the tournament. They beat Oral Roberts and Omaha. They didn't cover lane 12 to Oral Roberts for North Dakota, of course. They were underdogs in both their games against Denver and St. Thomas. So North Dakota is 20-11 against the spread. North Dakota State 15-9 against the spread as a favorite. So both these teams pretty strong covers really this season. The two teams met twice this season, and North Dakota State won them both. 83-66 at home. They covered that was on the road, actually. 83-66. They covered 5.5 on the road, and then they won at home 96-63, covering 11.5. So they really did pace North Dakota here in those games. Now, as far as the total is concerned in this one, look, both games did well. The first game went under, the second game went over here this season. The total right now, make sure this one didn't move. Of course it did. Come on. Of course it did. Total 145. I was typing these lines in last night during the UFC with the guys, and look at this move. 145 here right now between these two teams, and open 149. Like I said, every championship game, not only did it move lower, it moved significantly lower in these games. So let's see though here what you think. Is this one going to do the same thing? Are we just overcompensating here, or is this one actually one where maybe this one will go under tonight between these two? Let's hear from you in the chat. All stars here with North Dakota and North Dakota State. Man, I kind of do like this under, but let's see what you got here. All right, here we go. And it's going to be, you guys are on fire in the chat here today. North Dakota State for Elliot Jamison. Redbeard's here. Nice to see Redbeard. He says 9.5 is too many. North Dakota will close the gap here today. And North Dakota on the spread for 9 legacy. Blue says could be an over. I like the under. I'm kind of disappointed. Actually, I was going to play the under here, but I'm going to take it as my play here on the morning steam. All right. Hey, hello to AOD in the chat joining us today. Power Critters on. North Dakota plus points. Robert likes the Bison and lay it. Also, Blake likes the over, though. Nice to have AOD here. He's trying to bring his Pistons back to life. Okay, yeah, remember Cade's been hurt. Didn't even kind of mention it in the preview today. I mean, like I said, I'm on Miami again here. I don't know if AOD was around, but I did take the 8. But again, I think Cunningham may play, but he is listed as questionable again here. And those type of injuries, what is it, a groin, right? I mean, that's not that's always tough. Anybody who's Anybody who's ever had a groin injury and that burn, that burn that you, oh, it's a quad. Okay, it's a quad. Oh, Normie Powell's got the groin injury in that game. That burn you get right there in between your leg and your thigh, right there, and the man, that sucks. Groin injuries.
Final.
Woo. And then you try to, if you're an amateur athlete, you try to play through it and you have to run like a goofball waddling around. That's what I used to do. I was always one of those guys that didn't warm up properly. All right. I was also thinking
Final.
about all these guys sitting out with the illnesses. They're talking about that controversy here with Porzingis. And, a lot of these guys who are injured, and like I talked about, with some of the NBA players and the hockey players, and who's staying up late, and, who's working the bottle a little bit, and they don't feel good the next day. You know what I mean? All right.
Final.
Now, I'm not saying that's KP, but some guys do have a, reputation that isn't as, I don't want to say it's not public, but okay, let's go here. That's it for the college scene in the 4 games. So still lots of games today, but let's go to the ice right now. And like I said, kind of I don't know if it's a short show or a long show. I don't even know what time it is here in Las Vegas now with the time change, but let's roll with the hockey here and take a look quickly at these games. I think we've got a 7-game card here, so let's get it going. Hey, a good one here to start us off, right? With the Wild taking on the Avalanche. Wow. Got the Avalanche
Final.
here, $1.85 here in this one. Come on. I mean, the Wild are playing great here right now. Sure, the Avalanche is number one in our standings here, but come on, this one seems a little bit crazy here. Now I know that Minnesota does have. Let me see this injury report here for Minnesota, but up to $1.80. We'll see if Foligno can make his debut here. He was acquired. Marcus Johansson is out of this one.
Final.
But good to see, Foligno
Final.
here, Nick and Marcus here. Marcus is on the IR, but let's see. Kadri is questionable. Lehkonen is out here, but come on, this has gone too high, hasn't it here with these two? Let's break it down a little bit here. I don't want to just blow through it, but I don't think I'm interested right now in Colorado here, despite this 4-game winning streak right now, and they're back to a groove again. Wins over Chicago,
Final.
LA, Anaheim, and Dallas. That was a good game against Dallas the other night in the shootout. For Minnesota, they've won back-to-back games over Tampa Bay and VGK. That's pretty good here. And look, Minnesota's been hot. They got a great record. They're 19-9 on the road. Sure, Colorado wins every game right now at home. They never lose, but Minnesota is one of the best teams in the West here. They can't be overlooked. Their record right now, they're definitely going to be
Final.
a big, impactful team in the playoffs here coming up. And maybe it is a situation where, yes, the Colorado Avalanche will just walk through these guys again. They've won 7 of the last 10 meetings at home against Minnesota, but Minnesota has won 4 of the last 6 games against them, including the last one here in Colorado, 5-2. So I want to take the Wild here with this price. I mean, I'm not getting. I don't get it. Here, maybe you guys can explain it to me right now. I'm going to take the puck line just a little bit too high at minus $1.65 here. You might try the puck line here if you don't think that if I'm off my rocker here a little bit. But, yeah, I think I do want to I kind of want to make sure I get this win here today. But give me Minnesota here in this one. Maybe I'll go +1 when I get to round of betting it here, but I just think this is too high. So I think that means even the puck line has a bit of a discount here, and I like Minnesota in this game. They've actually won 3 of the last 4 meetings between the two teams overall, including that last meeting here in February by the score of 5-2. Colorado, I mean, they're dynamite at home, 22-4. I get all that, but this is a nice game here right now, and Minnesota's playing well. So Colorado's won 6 of 7. Minnesota's won 8 of 10. Minnesota's gone over in 14 of their last 16 games on the road and 14 of their last 18 overall. But I just have a feeling with this one, tonight, this one might be important enough that this one could get a little bit low. 6.5. I don't know. I don't see the line here at all being right a little bit. I mean, sure, maybe 6 goals, but I am going to take the Wild here and maybe the under, but I think the Wild. Here we go. But Blue's on the over. Farley's on the over. Robert's on the over here. Okay, I'm glad I took the side. And Blue said it is 65 on the puck line. I kind of want to take the puck line. I almost want to move my play to the puck line here, even $1.65 today. Minnesota on the money line for 9 legacy, right? Look, on the show here, that's what Mikey pays me for, to get out here and take some chances. I'm waiting for my hot dogs and my, what else is Mike sending me? Hot dogs and what was it in the show yesterday? He's paying me in food. I know that. All right, Wild does give up the goals, but they are dangerous. They're going to be great in the playoffs, right? Yeah, I'm going to go under, I think, Blue. But, the Wild are my play. Don't get me wrong. Blake's on them. Puck line parlay, right? What's interesting, guys? I don't know if it's just the way it's evolved this year or the way the games are being played now a little bit differently, or the intensity of the situation when they pull the goalie. There's not a lot of there's always going to be empty netters, and we're seeing them. And I haven't looked at the statistics, but I would be interested in seeing the percentage of empty net goals at the end of games in the last few years compared to this year. It does feel like it is way down, actually. Do you think, does anybody know out there right now, without me having to try to dial this up here, or maybe your own opinions as well? It feels like the empty net goal is almost a thing of the past, or it's a little bit tougher to get that empty net goal. What have they done? All right, here we go. Also, I think that's it. Wild money line and over here for Public Enemy. Blue, like me, you got those hot dogs in the freezer. Avalanche money line, though, for Jordy. I think that's it. That's right, AUD. That's me, too. I ordered the hot dogs from Chicago. I ordered the Vienna beef dogs, and I've eaten 24 of them so far. I got them about, I want to say in mid-January, so still got 16 left. I can't eat them every day, and I usually only eat one at a time. I mean, they're hot dogs, and I'm 58 years old. So, all right, here we go. Bruins and Penguins here. In this one, we've got a good matchup here with Corpusalo. Let me fix his name here in case he's watching. Boston here on the road, coming in here, alternating wins and losses. Pittsburgh all of a sudden in a little bit of a slump. They were hot, and now they're not. Pittsburgh with losses too. Boston, Buffalo, and the
Final
Keystone game there yesterday against Philly. They lost it 4-3 in the shootout. It was a great game. Boston, meanwhile, off a win yesterday over Washington 3-1 as they continue to roll it home to their 12th straight home win. Got to turn around and go on the road here, but both teams are on the back-to-backer. Got the Penguins here. Slight favorite at $1.25 here. It might be even going down to $1.20 or so right now, but can't deny that both these teams having an excellent season here right now. Going to be playoff bound here. You got Pittsburgh currently in third place in their division. You got Boston currently in fifth place in their division. I say going to the playoffs. I guess they got some work to do here still and keep the pressure going right now. But trying to chase down Montreal and Detroit in the Atlantic here right now. So see what you got here with these two. Boston's won 4 straight meetings between these two teams overall. Boston is 11-14 on the road. Pittsburgh 15-9 at home. So yeah, Pittsburgh's playing well overall, just a little bit of a slump here right now. Boston did lose to Nashville the other night, but they beat Pittsburgh, of course, at home. Boston's lost 6 straight on the road. They are a total home-road dichotomy. But Boston's won, as I said, not only 4 straight over Pittsburgh, but 6 of the last 7 overall. Boston still won 13 of 19 here right now, and Pittsburgh's dropped 4 of their last 5 overall. 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone under. Boston's gone under in 4 of 5. Pittsburgh's gone under in 5 of 6, including 4 of their last 5 games at home here. So, you know what? This one does kind of reek of an under here possibly, but let me hear from you in the chat and let me know what you have here. Corpusalo and Silovs. Let me fire up the goalie computer and see if we got any confirmations here yet on an NHL Sunday. And I'll go to the chat. It's going to be Pittsburgh Penguins on the puck line. PP on the PL says 9 Legacy. All right. Oh, man, Elliot. Wow, okay. I could just give you my address. Robert's on the Penguins here. JP Farley's on the Penguins here. Redbeard, liking the under. Great to have Redbeard here this morning.
Final.
Also, Jordy on the Penguins money line. Blake is on the under. I think we're all over on this game. I mean, well, the public's on the Penguins. Blue says he thinks the line does indicate that the Penguins, the books think that the Penguins are going to win it with that slight favorite, huh? Public enemy on the Penguins. You guys are all over the Penguins here in this one. Wow. And again, yeah, you're right. You know, Boston, they're losing on the road, winning at home, but they do own the series against the Penguins. Is that enough of a tiebreaker at all here? All right, let's see here. But in this one, man, I know I like the under here. I think probably that's the direction that I should go. But I like what you guys are saying about Pittsburgh here. I'm going to go with you guys. I like Pittsburgh. Give me Pittsburgh in this one over the Bruins. All right. Blues going over, though. I'm going to take Pittsburgh. I like what I'm going to roll and say that, you know, Boston right now crushing at home and struggling on the road, and that continues. Moving on here now with the Blackhawks on the road, taking on the Stars. Hey, we get to talk about the Blackhawks whenever they play somebody still in contention. Stars are in off of a loss here, actually. Dropped yesterday or the day before to Colorado, as we mentioned, that shootout game. Chicago's lost a couple in a row here right now. Chicago's out of it. We know that. They're 11-14, though, on the road. 22-35 as an underdog. This is a puck line style game, so Dallas is one of the worst puck line favorites they're the worst, I think, right? 13-33. That is a far cry from the 33% that I think is acceptable there, and pretty bad. Meanwhile, Chicago 38-20 is a puck line dog. Pretty good, pretty average, just right around average or so, or a little bit good, little decent there. These two teams, though, man, believe it or not, Chicago's won 3 of the last 4 meetings, and get this, 2 straight meetings this year. This is already, let's see here, 4-3. Chicago won at home on New Year's Day, and also Chicago won at Dallas in December 4-3. Wow, Chicago. We got to take them here, right? We got to take them here. Is this when Dallas gets healthy, or do they just overlook them again here? Look, Chicago has not been good, but they did beat Utah recently 4-0 on the road. Did just lose to Vancouver at home 6-3. I mean, how bad is that? But I will say this. The Sharps are all over Chicago in this game. And maybe taking the Puck line here might be the answer here. I don't know. Let's see what you guys have. I think I'm just going to go over. I'm going to go over, even though these are kind of under teams right now. I think Chicago has been going under a lot here recently. Let me get the numbers out. Chicago is 5 straight unders on the road, under in 5 of their last 6. Dallas is over in 5 of their last 7, and 13 of the last 20 games have gone over. Dallas has still won 10 of their last 11, 6 of their last 7 at home. So they're back to being Dallas just because they lost that game against Colorado. Remember, it was a good game, and they played tough. They were at home and lost. Chicago, meanwhile, yes, they have won 2 straight and 3 of the last 4 against Dallas, although they are still 5-13 in their last 18 against the Stars, and they've lost 5 of 6. But hey, if you're ever going to take the Stars, right, maybe on a puck line or at all here, this type of spot where they actually have somebody they can beat, yeah, maybe Dallas will be like, we're tired of losing these guys. We better better take Dallas here when we can get them, but it doesn't really feel like a bargain here at this point. Hey, but you know what? Where are the $4 lines right now? And again, maybe is that where we're seeing? Aren't we at that time of the year yet? Where wouldn't this be $4 in years past right now? Dallas is playing outstanding. We know Chicago is absolutely dreadful. In general, sitting here, of course, in last place. Even St. Louis moved past them. Where are the $4 lines? If it was $4, we'd be on Chicago, right? Let's go to the chat here. I am going to take the over. I don't have any, other than the fact that both games did go 4-3 this year, those wins by Chicago. I really don't have anything necessarily to, pump up the over, except maybe the series history a little bit, and also Dallas here. Interestingly enough, going over here a little bit, even in some home games. So I'm going to go over in this one at 6 goals. Let's go to the chat all-stars here. And we've got Blues on the Blackhawks, 9 Legacy Stars puck line. JP Farley likes the Blackhawks. And look at this. Blake is on that Blackhawks puck line. It's not awful. I mean, it's a plus situation here. I think they're minus $1.15, but that's okay. Jordy's on the over with me. Maybe Blues going over too. Public Enemy's got the Stars on the money line, the big money line action. Blues on the Sabres. Oh, Sabres game over there. We're getting to it here. Let's get to it. We're cooking now. I like this card, huh? I'm excited here all of a sudden. Who needs sleep? The Lightning are taking on the Sabres here, and got the Lightning here favored on the road. Is that right? $1.15? Don't they know about the Sabres? And look, the Lightning have been, as good as they've been and as strong as they've been, and they're back to being the Lightning. They've actually been a little bit of a clunker here the last few games, right? They were on a losing streak. Probably were playing their worst puck of the year until they won last game last night. 5-2, they crushed Toronto. Who doesn't crush Toronto at this point? To snap that losing streak. So, maybe they're playing an easy team, because right now the Lightning has had some problems. They're still 20-8 on the road this season, are the Lightning. But Buffalo, what do you want me to say? They're Buffalo. They're at home. They're awesome too. This is a sneaky good game here right now. Could this be the Eastern Conference Finals? Hey, for Buffalo here, they've only won 1 million games in a row once again. They've got Buffalo here right now, 6-0, and the 6 straight wins right now. Tampa Bay 1-4 straight up in their last 5 games overall. Tampa's actually won 12 of the last 16 meetings here in Buffalo, and Tampa's also won 12 of their last 18 games on the road in general. Tampa's gone over in 6 of their last 9 coming in, but Buffalo's kind of an under team. Buffalo's gone under in 5 of their last 6 and 4 of their last 5 games at home. Buffalo also over, though, in 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams. Buffalo won back just about a week ago, 6-2 at Tampa. Remember that? Although back in February it was 4-3. It was Tampa winning
final
there on the road. So Let's see what you got here in this one. This is a really great game here, right? This is going to be one of the better. This is a great card today, actually. Let's see what you've got here in this one with Buffalo and Tampa Bay. The total 6.5, though, here. No, that's pretty high. I know both teams can light it up, but let's see what you got here. The good one, man. Okay, Sabres and Lightning over for Public Enemy. Robert's on the over, though, here. Blake likes the Sabres. Robert says could be a draw there, and I guess if Robert likes the over, he's got to be thinking it's 3-3 for sure here. Maybe even 4-4. That's a bit of a stretch. We know that, but Farley's on the over here. And Blue likes buffalo wings. I love buffalo wings, but I like it if that Frank's sauce, right? That's kind of more of a buttery based there, right? And that's what we need, I think. I like it when it's slathered in sauce. I don't like when it's just kind of dried and caked on a little bit. I like it to be really slathery, but I like it kind of mild. I don't like it hot. I'm not a red hot. I'm not a thermonuclear or anything like that. Jordy's on Sabres and the over. Probably just I'm old now. I can't really handle it. I really can't even handle the super. I should just stick to barbecue, and that's even a little bit too much for me now. Back in the day, I didn't mind it. Can't believe what happens when you get old, you guys. You guys are old too. Okay. AOD likes those Outback wings. Yeah, but getting them delivered and I have all the okay, that's it. Man, I'm all over the place here. We're almost done with the show and now I'm hungry. The only thing that sucks about having a great time with Mikey and Jeff on Saturdays is to get hungry during the show. I feel like I'm eating peanuts. I'm I'm sure they wouldn't mind if I ate during the show. Jeff, Mike, you out there? I want to start eating during the show. All right, let me get my pick in here. I know you guys liking the over here, but I think I like the under, and I'm going under with Tampa and Buffalo here. Okay. Let's go now. Next up. You want another good one? This one's not bad. Red Wings and the Devils here. Red Wings, 35-21-7. It's really good to have the Red Wings back being a great team again. If you're my age, the Red Wings were so dominant for so many years. And I must say, and I don't talk about things like this very often, but, I've had a couple of hockey girlfriends back in the day. Now the Flyers, Mike, and the Flyers girlfriend, she was cool. She was the Red Wings girlfriend. The Flyers girlfriend was nice. We'd go to see the Ducks. We'd go to see the Kings. The Red Wings girlfriend, she was a piece of work. Still wish I had that Red Wings girlfriend. All right. Here they are on the road. Red Wings at Devils here. I guess it's a pick 'em. Wow. But the Devils are actually heating up here a little bit. 4 straight wins right now over St. Louis, Florida, Toronto, and the Rangers just in time here. It feels like here for the Devils right now because they're almost out of it, but they're hanging on here. As long as you're not in last in this division in the Metro, you can still salvage this, but they got to get a move on. Red Wings here, meanwhile, coming in third place currently. They're within shouting distance of Buffalo and Tampa Bay. It's been a great season for these guys. But the Devils did win their only meeting so far this season, 4-3 at home. Guys, we got to move right now on that Missouri Valley Championship game. I talked about how low that total was, and I was like, I'm going under still. I guess I should have waited, I guess I could still play it here actually on the show. Steam to the over, Northern Iowa, Illinois, Chicago. It was 123.5, and right now we're seeing it move higher as we speak here with this one, and it is now 125 at Circa. So a little bit of a move here to the over in that game where, Missouri Valley, it's been going under all these last 3 seasons, and now all of a sudden they had a few overs here of late. But, Did see this one now go higher here to 125. Let's get your picks on the Devils game here against the Red Wings in this one. Red Wings on the road here. Yes, the Devils are hot, but look at some of the trends here a little bit. Detroit here, they've lost 7 of their last 10. They've dropped 6 of the last 9 to the Devils overall. Devils are 4-1 here, straight up in their last 5 games coming in. Detroit's gone under in 6 of their last 8 and 4 of their last 5 at home. New Jersey's gone under in 7 of their last 10 and 11 of their last 16 games at home. These are solid under teams. I'm going to take the under here in this one. We're dealing with a 5.5. I see it there, but give me the under here in this one. These two teams are Devils here are 12-19 to the under at home, 15-22 to the under as a favorite. I'm going to go under here in this one. Let's get your plays in the chat. And does anybody ever had a with Red Wings girlfriend? Flyers girlfriend. All right, here we go. Public Enemy's on the over here, though, in this one. Blue is on the Devils. There's JP with me on the under here. Robert's on the Devils. Under for Jordy here with me. Blue's on the over, though. And Nine Legacy says taking the Red Wings, and he's got Stevie Yzerman for a goal, even if he didn't spell it right. I'm going to give him credit for pulling Stevie Y out of the air there. And maybe Blue is going to go under after all. Is he going over? Is he going under? Is he going over? Is he going under? I will take the under here in this one. Okay, we're almost done here. We got to talk about this one with the Blues taking on the Ducks here on the road. The Ducks. Oh, man, what a season, what a moment. But all of a sudden, here are the Blues. They've won 3 in a row, all on the road here right now. It does feel like a little bit of good mojo here for the Blues. We've already tried to kick them to the curb. They are fighting here, trying to get out of the cellar. They did pass Chicago. I don't think they're going to do enough here, but it does feel like in watching these games, they beat Minnesota, Seattle, and San Jose. They are playing a little bit better right now. We've got some big steam coming in right now. It's on the Cleveland Cavaliers here. The Cavs are moving here to a bigger favorite right now in the game. They are 1.5 right now, could be moving to 2, but the Cavs are now 1.5 against the Celtics. They've taken a little bit of steam here right now with this one. Give the Cavs there getting the steam real quick. Okay, Blues and Ducks here in this one. Look, the Ducks 22-9 at home. St. Louis 10-17 on the road. It almost seems too easy here with the Ducks, but they are $1.70. That seems a little bit pricey, as good as the Ducks have been, because like I said, St. Louis to me looks like a little bit different team here of late. The 24-29-9, it's not been a great season. They've had some woes and some issues here, especially on the road, but I do like the way they're playing right now, and I think this price is too high. Maybe I'll just pivot to the total. Look, I still love Anaheim. I hope they can really do something here. They are coming in off of wins over the Islanders in Montreal, so they lost to Colorado before that, but won their games before that, so they're still hot. I mean, come on. 13-7 as a favorite, 22-9 at home. The teams have already met here. They played at St. Louis, and Anaheim won 4-1 all in their only meeting so far this season. The Blues have owned the series. There's no doubt about that. Take a look at the numbers here between these two. St. Louis has won 10 of the last 11 meetings against Anaheim. Now, we know Anaheim's a completely different team this year, so and the Blues are down a little bit, I think it's safe to say. But like I said, they're playing better here right now, having won 4 of 5. The Blues are just 3-10 in their last 13 on the road. Anaheim still won 10 of their last 11 at home, 7 of their last 8 overall. But they've dropped 5 straight at home to the Blues. The Blues seem to have their number. St. Louis has gone under in 4 of their last 5. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over here. We know Anaheim always goes over, right? I mean, they are your standard over here, 15-5 to the over as a favorite. Although, and St. Louis, they're kind of a 50-50 team over under, but as an underdog, they are 18-25. But still, when you're playing Anaheim, I think that takes you to a little bit different level of over. And I'm going to take the over here in this one between St. Louis and Anaheim. Give me the over tonight in this one. Chat All-Stars here, getting ready here. I think India might have finished their batting here against New Zealand, and I took India minus 250. I mean, cricket's a little bit, you can play it some other ways, but I just played it here. All right. I don't know what the graphics are in Hindu. I don't know. Usually they're in English. I don't know why that's okay, here we go. Let's go with this one. Bucks, Blues, and Ducks. I guess if you mix the Blues and the Ducks, you get the Bucks. Careful how you say it. Here we go with Blue. Might be on the Ducks here. JP Farley on the Blues. I am a little bit worried about the Ducks in this game, actually, as good as they've been. Jordy's on the Ducks here, and Blake will take him here. Robert's going to lay the puck line. Okay, you guys are on him. Okay. Nine Legacy says, he's got the Oilers there in that other game. All right, here we go. And I think that's it. Okay, Blue, thanks a lot.
Final.
Thanks a lot for running the consensus here today as well. We got one more game, and the show's over anyways. So have a great day, you guys. Oilers and Knights. Oilers coming in here 30-25 and 8, but they are having a few issues here. And maybe Ingram here in goal. Did we get any confirmations in the goalie department here? Let's check it out before we leave. Vegas here, 29, 20, and 14. They've been, awful there when they get to the overtime, but I don't have any goalies confirmed yet here today. Vegas been struggling. They lost last time out to Minnesota 4-2 there the other day. They beat Detroit, but have been in a little bit of a slump. Edmonton, meanwhile, they're not playing that great either. They just lost to Carolina 6-3 the other night, but they do have wins recently over Ottawa and LA. Still, Edmonton here, they're currently an underdog. It might be a pick'em right now. A lot of pick'ems out there. Just see the Grand Salami just came out, 44.5. I got to go under probably in the Grand Salami, but see what happens in this game between these two. I think that I put the total at 7 under 30 there, and I think that's pretty accurate right now. 7 under 35. I actually like the over in this game. I think we're heading to another 3-3, 4-3. I know it's hard to, it might be 4-3, but I'll just take the over here in this one with Edmonton and Vegas today. Give me the over in the final game here of the show. Edmonton is, I said they are pick 'em right now. There are a few books that have the Vegas as a favorite. If Vegas goes off as a favorite, Edmonton is 8-1 to the over as an underdog, but I don't know if you can really count it here with this. Doesn't matter. These two teams are over teams, 74-51 to the over overall. Vegas is 18-12 to the over at home. So I'll just take the over in this one. Closely rated game, man, and both teams could use the victory, obviously, the way things are going right now in the Pacific Division with these two teams battling amongst the leaders. Vegas on 72 points, 1 point behind Anaheim. And, Edmonton still, despite the fact they're one of the worst teams to bet on in the league, down 12.5 units. I mean, they're still 68 points and, hanging in there in the Pacific. They're going to make the playoffs, so they'll be ready. All right, I guess that's it for the morning steam. Let me get your plays here on that last game, and then we'll be out of here, and we can go on and have a great day, you guys. Here with Roberts on the Ducks, Blake's on the Ducks. Blue might be going over here. Oh, that was the last game. Sorry about that. Here we go. Oilers, puck line for 9 Legacy. JP Farley on the over. Vegas for Blake. Roberts on VGK on the over. Thank you to Elliot for being here today. Jordy's on the over as well. We're going to need that extra goal somehow, otherwise we're going to end up on a 7. But you could always take it down. A lot of the books you could go to play the 6.5 over. 6.5 over is probably about $1.50 though today. But hey, that might be okay. Might be 3-3 for sure. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining me here on the Morning Steam Show. I had a great time here over the weekend, and I might be turning in early tonight so I can do the show tomorrow, and I'll be here with you guys. There, Blake says, what about Memphis and Tulane? Okay, let me call up my ratings here. I think we can take care of one here for Blake. You're always so good to me there, and he wants to know about his Memphis Tigers here a little bit. I say his Memphis Tigers, all his team, all the teams from Tennessee are assigned to Blake. Philly Eagle Flyer, good to stop by. Thank you, Philly Eagle Flyer. Let me look at that. I think the Steam came in on the under, and I don't mind that. Let me see, though. I think let's see if make sure it hasn't gone down too far here because I like the under, actually. Can I go under, Blake? Is that okay? Can I take a total in that one? Because I do like the under pretty strong, and I like the under here. If I had to take this, oh, boy. Kind of like Memphis. Let's do it Blake style, Memphis and under. I'm going to take Memphis here. I know we made fun of Coach Penny in the chat. Blue called him Penny Lane earlier in the show. But let me do it. I'll take the side here. It's free play. It's not a. I could always roll the money line dice like we were trying to do last night, right? Do you guys want to take, I bought the money line dice, it seems like 2 years ago here on the Morning Steam Show. And I don't think we've ever used them here for the show one time, but
Final.
If you know what I mean with the money line dice, let me see. I want Memphis and under for 3 units. Okay, here we go. This is what the away team and the under for 3 units. We could have took the home team or the money line dice says away team under and 3 units. There we go. Chicago Joe, hello. Nice to see you in there. Let's do the commercial and let's do the drawing. Please, folks, if you're like what you see here with me and I do a good job for you, please consider paying. It sounds like PBS. 41 cents a day when you subscribe. It's $17.10 a month, I believe, after you get done with the promo code STEAM. And if you like the show here, why wouldn't 41 cents a day? I'm not saying it does buy some wings for me here. We've got over 3 dozen subscribers. I've actually lost subscribers here a little bit. Hey, maybe because I have not had a good basketball week or whatever. But
Final.
Come on. One guy did chargebacks because it was too. He put on the bottom that would cost, the thing it gives you like what's your excuse for quitting, and he put too expensive. I guess the 41 cents. The 41 cents. Hey, no disrespect. Maybe the 41 cents. And now I've got the man. Basically $300 of chargebacks from a guy who had been with us since we started on Winnable. So I guess he decided after a year and a half that the 41 cents picks weren't good enough, and he requested the $300 back. And they do the chargebacks like they don't just take $300 out of what you made automatically. They kind of do it like just a few bucks a day. So every day on the show, this guy charges back like about $12 here for the last month. So shout out to the guy there for for wanting his money back for the 41 cent picks from Ramon Scott. All right. It's going to do it here for the morning steam. Let's go to the commercial, and then we'll do the drawing, and maybe he'll win the free picks. If that was you, if that's anybody in the chat that wants the money back, I apologize. Where's Mikey?
Hey, it's Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
Okay, there it is. Oh, here we go. Here we go. And let's do the drawing here right now and see who wins 1 month of picks. You don't even have to get the money back. Steve, Blake, Philly Eagle Flyer, Elliot, Blue, Jimmy, Public Enemies, Top Geo, JP Farley, Jordy Fuentes, Top Geo, 9 Legacy is here. 9 Legacy. Thank you for everything, 9 Legacy, all your contributions to you're welcome to get the picks if you'd like. Thank you to everybody on the show here on the morning show. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do it again. Man, we're getting close to our baseball season right now. It's been awesome here with the tournament too here with the games coming up at the World Baseball Classic here today. We've got some games coming up here right now, and without that college-based basketball yesterday, maybe I can find some plays in some of those other sports. With the UFC, man, I just couldn't get a lot of work done there yesterday, and maybe I was on tilt. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow with more Morning Steam. We'll preview the action for Monday, and thanks to everybody in the chat. I really appreciate everybody there. Thank you to Twisted for your pick there in NASCAR today. Cool. I like that. And we'll be back tomorrow. All right. It's going to do it here for the show, and appreciate it. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long from
We
Las
make a
Vegas.
100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.